Wait, this is Superman? DC, are you serious right now? You had one job, just one. Bring back the world's most iconic superhero, and what do we get? A therapy session in a cape. And yet, somehow, I couldn't look away. Hey movie lovers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your cinematic partner in crime, and today we're tearing into one of the most hyped, high-stakes superhero reboots of the decade, Superman 2025. Directed by James Gunn, who apparently swapped Guardian-style humor for a DC crisis of identity, this movie tries to redefine Superman from the ground up. Wearing the cape? David, charming, sure, but let's not pretend this guy walks into the room with the same gravity as Cavill. Playing Lois Lane? The always brilliant Rachel Brosnahan, and thank God she's in this movie because she carries entire scenes on her back. And for the villain, get ready for Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Yes, the same guy who used to be Beast in X-Men. Now he's bald and brooding, but make it tech startup billionaire. On paper, it should work. But here's the thing. Should doesn't mean does. Now don't worry, we're not retreading the whole Krypton blew up, baby flies to Earth origin again. Gunn skips the Saturday morning cartoon intro. Good move. Instead, we're dropped into a world where Superman already exists, but he's more of a political dilemma than a hero. The public doesn't know whether to build a statue of him or shoot him into the sun. Clark Kent is doing his best to fit in. You know, glasses, Daily Planet, awkward charm. But the world keeps side-eyeing him like, you sure you're not going to laser eye us all during rush hour? And yeah, there's action. There are battles. But this is not a fast-paced comic book movie. It's slower, moodier. It's more, what does it mean to be an alien in a human world? And less, look up in the sky. So if you're here for nonstop spectacle, maybe keep scrolling. Let's talk characters. Clark's Superman. Corn Sweat gives us a soft, introspective Superman. He's vulnerable, sweet, constantly doubting himself, which is fine for a side character. But when your main hero spends half the movie looking like he's on the verge of a breakup instead of, saving the planet, we've got a pacing problem. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane, though? Chef's kiss. She's the smartest person in every room, takes no nonsense, and finally feels like a real investigative journalist instead of a damsel in distress. She challenges Clark. She challenges the government. She even challenges the script sometimes, and wins. And Lex Luthor? Nicholas Hoult plays him as a soft-spoken, smiling psychopath. He's not twirling his mustache, he's giving TED Talks about power and human progress while plotting the downfall of an alien. It's terrifying because it's subtle. He's not evil, he's efficiently evil, and that's worse. Now, what is this film actually trying to say? It's clearly reaching for depth. It's about otherness, about identity, about not being trusted just because you're different. Superman wants to help, but the world keeps seeing him as a threat, a god among mortals, a loaded gun in the hands of fate. And in today's world, that metaphor hits hard. There are powerful moments here, emotional ones. There's even some sharp commentary on media manipulation and the fear of what we don't understand. But let's be real. Sometimes it gets way too self-important. There are scenes that feel less like superhero cinema and more like rejected monologues from a first-year film student trying to impress their philosophy professor. It's not always elegant. Sometimes it's trying so hard to be deep, it forgets that audiences came for Superman, not existential poetry hour. So what's the verdict? Superman 2025 is bold, ambitious, and visually stunning at times. It wants to say something meaningful. And honestly, that's more than I can say about 80% of superhero flicks right now. But is it entertaining? Is it the Superman movie that will have you cheering in your seat? Not really. It's thought-provoking, yes. It's beautifully acted, especially by Brosnahan and Hoult, but fun, uplifting, heroic in that goosebumps on your skin kind of way? Nope. And here's my hot take. If you take the cape and the logo away, this barely feels like a Superman film. It feels like a well-made sci-fi drama featuring a guy who kind of reminds you of Superman. So, should you watch it? Yes. If you're open to a slow burn, a different tone, and a Superman who's more soul searcher than savior. But if you're hoping to relive the glory of Donner or Snyder, you might want to wait for the next reboot. My score? Solid 7 out of 10. but that's me being generous because I admire the risk. Realistically, it hovers at a 6.5, maybe lower if you're a purist. All right, now it's your turn. Hit the comments. Is this the Superman we deserve, or just another missed opportunity? Smash that like button if you're tired of brooding superheroes and want your capes with a side of joy. Subscribe for brutally honest reviews, nerdy breakdowns, and hot takes hotter than a Kryptonian sun. Until next time, stay bold, stay weird, and maybe let Superman smile again, please.